So here I am, Shaw, in Rogue Galaxy, and I have some news. I have done some things. And these are new files. These are not the old files. These are not the old files that have dang near the same playtime. These are brand new files that I saved over the other ones because in the other file, and yes, I'm on the same chapter. I stopped in the same place. On the other one, the game crashed and crashed and crashed and crashed. There was a problem. There's some sort of memory leak or something. There's a bug in the game, and I encountered it too many times, and the game crashed. Now, that gets us to where we are right here. Because I have started to encounter the same bug. Okay. Good news. Jupus has one of Jupus's weapons on his own back.
I wonder where this is.
That's not always the case. Which is one of the problems. I tried to equip him with a Holy Javelin out of my list of weapons in order to try to finish his frog log. And instead of having a Holy Javelin on his back, he had my barrier break shot on his back. He was equipped with the Holy Javelin, but on his back was the barrier break shot. So that scared me.
I wouldn't mind calling it a day here
That was an
myself.
obvious problem. I do have Stealth Guard on right now. One of the differences between last time and this time is that I finished the factory. So I got stuff for that. I've also been training Insectors because that was something that I was going to bring back. Or bring up. That's something that I was going to do when I came back. There we go. And I've been doing this. Which, as you can see, Jaster, 95 created, 95 analyzed, Gisala, 76, Simon, 76, Steve, 76, Digo, 76, Jupus, 72, analyzed, or created more than analyzed, Balilica, 73 analyzed, 68 made. But Zagrum, I haven't actually attempted any of his yet. And I have online on the blog the list of what weapon is here. Look, I'll show you. I have online Plain Edge and where to get it. Star plus Star Edge and where to get it. Not what it makes, but where to get like Plain Edge and Star Edge or Grand Edge and Rock Crusher, where to get Wild Edge and Plain Edge, where to get Star Edge and Grand Edge, where to get Star Edge EX, which requires a combination of two prior weapons, like Wild Edge and Plain Edge, and where to get Wild Edge and Plain Edge to make Star Edge on the list. So that as you go through all of these, you will see where these weapons come from so that you can make this thing looking at this one list. So if this says like, I think this weapon is purchased. Lucifer's at, actually, I'll go look at it right now. And yeah, a lot of these combinations are very, very complicated. They're huge. Actually, I won't look at this one because I don't have it up. I'll look at Jupus. So here I have Meteorite Rod plus Metamorphos Spear. I just did the Astral Rod plus Metamorphos Sphere. I had a spear left over, so I used that, and when I combined that, it gave me Stellar Staff, which I was going to use, except that Stellar Staff bugged out. So that was the weapon that when I equipped it, Barrier Break Shot was on back, not the Holy Javelin. Sorry, when I equipped Holy Javelin, which was used in a combination, it put Maniac Spear on his back. That's what it was. And then when I tried to equip Dynamic Triumph EX, there was a problem with that weapon, but I had an extra, so I equipped the extra one, and that one was fine. And I sold the glitched one, and then as I went on trying to make some more, the Stellar Staff bugged out, so I had to get rid of that. This makes either a Stellar Staff or a Stellar Staff EX. I don't know. These two make something. I don't know. There's a whole list of weapons. So I'm going to look at this. So I just did Piercing Genius. So I'm going to go to my list that you can't see to Piercing Genius. So it says Piercing Genius plus Valiant Luster, which is what this says, requires Martial Spirit, Elistia Village, plus Total Genius, Mari Glen Depot. That's how you get Piercing Genius. And you combine that with, there's Holy Javelin. That's right. So you combine that with Holy Javelin, which is found Zerard East, and the name of the shop is Rant. So depending on which one you're familiar with, are you familiar with the shop being in the east wing of Zerard, or are you familiar with it being Rant? I need both. I need to know it's east and that it's Rant. I'm familiar with Rant, Alice, Mohandas, Hannonberry, KO. I think that's it. By name. But I don't list all of their names. Most of the time it's, where they are, but not exactly their closest teleporter, because you could do two different things for Rant. I choose the Starship Factory entrance and then head over to Rant. Anyway, that's Piercing Genius. Plus Valiant Wind in Chiraika Village. And then the next one on the list is Astral Rod, and the next is Meteorite Rod, which I was going to make, but I can't. I had to sell some things. So Meteorite Rod is found made with Martial Spirit from Elistia Village plus Astral Rod from Zerard Fountain South. This is on the list. This is on my blog. It's available to anyone who wants to look at it. You'll go to the home page and click on Video Game Tips, And there will be on that page a list, and they'll open in a new window a list of the characters' names and whether or not the list is their main weapon or their sub-weapon for their frog log. So you just click on one of their names and it will open a new window that has that list. That way you can open multiple windows at a time so that you can complete or work on multiple lists at a time, because you can have multiple characters at a time. Okay, so Meteorite Rod, Martial Spirit, Astral Rod, plus Metamorphosphere, which is Round Spear from Vidan Mina Weapon Shop. And on Weapon Shop, I just have WS. And Item Shop, because there's one item shop that you have to go to buy something. And it's in Rosa, I have IS. So there's a Rosa Salgan IS, which is the item shop, but there's a teleporter right next to that. And there's Rosa Salgan Weapon Shop, which I would go to the very next teleporter, not the residential teleporter, and then just head straight over to the weapon shop, which is Mohandas. Plus Planet Spear, Rosa Salgan Weapon Shop. There you go. And that's how you make Metamorphosphere, which I need 2 of. Driving Spear you can just purchase. So here's another thing. So that's Stellar Staff EX. There is, after this, which I have not analyzed, 4 more weapons. They look like this. There's Saintly March, there's Spirit Chorus. That needs a Meteorite Rod. Spirit Chorus needs a Warrior Spear. And then there's a Divine Ballad with the Valiant Wind, which you can just purchase from Jiraika. And then there's this Heavenly or Torio, I don't know, plus the Imperial Piercer. Hopefully these 2 do not glitch out, because I don't want to have to make another Imperial Piercer, but just in case, I do have an extra, and I have an extra Spirit Chorus in case that glitches out. But I don't have an extra Saintly March, which is a Valiant Wind plus a Sage's Spear. There are other ways to get this. If you need a Saintly March, you'll probably just get it from completing the Frog Log normal. There. Because you'll combine Wise Man's Spear EX plus Draconic Core. Now, some of these combinations that I got online do not work. I haven't tested every single one of them. If my Saintly March glitches out and I have to make a new one, I will then be able to test Valiant Wind plus Sage's Spear and see if it gives me a Saintly March. If it doesn't, I don't know what to tell you. Because the only other combination I could think of would be to do this. As you can see, nothing else makes it. But this combination is guaranteed to work because it is part of the Frog Log. So when I find a combination online that doesn't work, I go to the Frog Log and I say, okay, well, how do I get this weapon legitimately? That doesn't always work, because over here in his sub-weapons, there's this weapon called Sonic Homing. And Sonic Homing online, the combination to get it is wrong, and it does not come from the Frog Log. You cannot make it with a known combination. So, what then? How did I come up with how to make Sonic Homing? I took all of my extra weapons, all of my extra Jupus sub-weapons, and I just started combining until eventually one of the combinations gave me sonic homing. And I wrote that down. So I had all these different sub-weapons. I leveled them up. I saved the game, and then I started combining them and writing down what their combinations made. Just in case I also found a better combination. And if I found a combination for a weapon that also was listed incorrectly, like Ultra Homing was. I think Ultra Homing, it may have been something else, actually. Might have been Illusionist J EX. Anyway, there were other wrong combinations. There were actually a lot of wrong combinations for Jupus, so I had to correct a lot of those. Sometimes going to the frog log, sometimes by just combining random things and seeing what I get. So Sonic Homing is made by combining Homing Shooter, which you can purchase from Rant. Remember Rant? Zerard East? Rant? Okay. Plus Soaring Pleasure EX. Now, if you have been following the frog log from the beginning, you will have 2 Soaring Pleasure EXs because you make 3 and you need 1 prior to this. So you will have an extra at least. Oh, okay, right. So you will have an extra. I had 2 extra. I don't remember why. Maybe something else makes 1. No. I don't know why I had 2 extras. Maybe I actually made this one instead of using the ones that I already had. I don't know. Because I would have had to have tested how to make Soaring Pleasure, but it would have been just one of these combinations anyway. Likely this one, because you can purchase both of those. But there you go. Those 2 make Soaring Pleasure EX. Blaze Saucer Box from Rosa Salgan Item Shop and Flying Saucer Max from Zerard Fountain South. I'll show you what that is, because I gotta go to him. So I was here in Picachio's lab leveling weapons up. Oops. So Main Street has the fountain in Zerard. So we're gonna teleport there. So this is Zerard Fountain. That is north up that way. And Hannaberry here is Zerard Fountain north. Because he is north of the teleporter and north of the fountain. But south of the fountain,
I certainly have
and I don't know if this is the closest teleporter or if the depot is. I think this is. I don't think the depot is any closer. Because it's on the other side of that door way up there. This Old Gene or whatever his name is. What's your name? Old Gene. I don't know. I can't pronounce that. If I didn't correctly. So this is Zerard Fountain South. And he has Ridge Crusher, White Lightning, which I haven't needed to come purchase yet. Starlight, which I haven't needed to come purchase yet. But he has Ridge Crusher, so I had to come back to him a couple times for Jaster. He also has Astral Rod. He has the Flying Saucer Max, and he has Devastator for Digo. That's something that you'll need a lot of. So I have had to do this. And I will need an Astral Rod. So my staves, Meteorite Rod right now is Martial Spirit plus Astral Rod. So I need an Astral Rod. I've already done Dragonic Core. Stellar Staff needs a Dragonic Core. Not an Astral Rod, excuse me. Do I need more than one? Saintly March plus Meteorite Rod is also an Astral Rod. So yes. And then Spirit Chorus, Warrior Spear, Divine Ballad, which I don't have, needs an Astral Rod. Yeah. So I need 3 of those. Did purchasing 3 of those somehow glitch the game? I don't know. Because of how many items that I have gathered, I just don't know, man. So it was Saintly March plus Meteorite Rod, which is Martial Spirit plus Astral Rod. So I leave a space here and I put Martial Spirit plus Astral Rod. So I'll put a Martial Spirit here, which means that these two combine and then the result will combine with that. I try to separate anything that doesn't directly combine with something, which gets complicated when it's like, here, let me find a really long one. There are some really long ones. I don't know if Jupus has one of the longest ones, but he does have some long ones. I'll just do this one. So, no, wait, hold on. I'm sure this one's longer. Where even is that? Sanctuary EX, where are you? I thought I just saw it. Yeah. So, Sanctuary EX plus Metamorphos Spear EX. Well, that can't be right. Did I mess something up? Sanctuary EX should be Holy Lance, which is a Maniac Spear from Zerard Rant, plus a Holy Javelin from Rant, plus a Martial Spirit EX, which is a Maniac Spear from Rant, plus a Wasp Sting from the Mina Weapon Shop. That should be Sanctuary EX. But when I went to Sanctuary EX, let's see, Holy Lance plus Martial Spirit EX. Oh, I lost it again. I have... Oh, I see what I did. I forgot to put where to get those weapons. So I have Holy Lance, which is Maniac Spear plus Holy Javelin, but I didn't see where to get those weapons. I'll have to fix that. It will be fixed very soon if I can remember. But anyway, Sanctuary EX, Holy Lance, which is Maniac Spear from somebody, plus Holy Javelin, plus somebody, it's Rant, plus Martial Spirit EX, which is Maniac Spear, plus Wasp Sting, which is from Vidan. That's how you get Sanctuary EX. And you combine Sanctuary EX with Metamorphos Spear EX, which is Martial Spirit EX, which is Maniac Spear from Rant, plus Wasp Sting from Vidan, because we just made that one. That's plus another Wasp Sting. I put all of that on the list so that you can see it in one spot and go and gather those weapons. I think the only thing that I would do different, if I could, was format this so everything is clearly separated and boxed out, and categorized properly so that everything's in a good, organized, beautiful to see list. Chart. Something like that. And I would do them 5 at a time. So as long as there are 5 of that type. Example would be any of this really, but you have Maniac Spear, Mirage Spear, Wasp Sting, Martial Spirit, and Martial Spirit EX. I would put those in a box on their own, and then at the bottom of the box, I would say every single thing that you would need to go purchase and all of their amounts from each shop just listed at the bottom, so that when you went to fill out these 5 weapons, you could just go purchase them and you wouldn't have to run back to a shop again because you're like, oh, I didn't see that he needed this weapon over here and I just ran off without it. Because look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can do 5 main weapons and 5 sub-weapons simultaneously. I'm not doing any of his sub-weapons because his sub-weapons are done. And this is his strongest sub-weapon, which I have equipped. And he's mastering or mastered. He has mastered this one, actually, yeah. Lilica got hers a little bit later. She's not mastered. She does have her strongest main weapon, and he does not yet. I don't know what is supposed to make Genius Fusion EX, but I'm just guessing that it's one of these, like, Heavenly Ontario things or something. Or Spirit Chorus, I don't know. Because I haven't analyzed them yet. I don't know. I also changed my inventory up a bit. As you can see, I've got items, I've got the weapon lists. These are consumables, which I have pretty much maxed out. There's some things that I've sold because I was gathering too many of them. Some things that I've used a lot of. And then all these weapons and things. And then down here, I got some key items. I don't need my keys with me anymore, but that would upset the balance of what I've done here. These items are not in order. I have put them here because I can't sell them. I could discard them, but they will upset the balance of having all of my Insector food right here on the same page as my Insector cages, where I have Insectors. I actually do have Insectors inside of these. And I've been training them up, feeding them and making them stronger and breeding them together so that I get higher rank Insectors. I also have a page for Insectors. It's not complete, but it is available. The only thing that I have left to put on that list, I'm just going to pause that because the music's repeating. I have one thing left to put on the list for Insectors, and that's what the high rank Insectors of each breed is. Family, excuse me. What the high rank Insector of each family is, and where to get some of those Insectors so that you can build them up. And also, what was the thing? There are some special breeding things that will mess that up, and you can find those on the wiki. I would prefer that you just go to the wiki for some of that stuff because there's a lot of information, and they have it neatly arranged. I know it's a lot of clicking on links to look at something else, and that's kind of what I was trying to avoid with the frog log, but for my purposes, if I was looking for, let's say, an It's a Horse, which is an Insector, I would just go to the wiki and see where do I find It's a Horse? And then I would just do that because they have the information already. I'm not going to look that up. I'm not going to be testing how to find It's a Horse. I know how to find like a flutter flap or whatever it's called. I found a few, and I know what food to use, and I know where to go. And there's multiple places that you can go, because the food that you put in the trap is for specific types of insectors or specific families. And if an insector family that doesn't like that food gets in your trap, it will escape with the food. So it's like, depending on what you want to catch, you should put a specific food in your trap, and you should just let it go until it catches that specific insector. But there's also certain places that you need to go to capture certain things too. And there are some very specific locations to find some special high rank insectors. I think they're rank 6 is the highest you can catch on its own. And if an insector, like if an insector, how am I trying to word this? If you combine a level or a rank 6 insector with a rank 5 insector, the result, the family result will be that of the rank 6. So when you go capture those special ones, you want to combine them with lower rank insectors. But because I don't have a list of what the lower rank insectors are, I'm gambling. I think I may already have one of the highest rank insectors of a type, which would be Mixed Stagger. I think. And the reason I think that is because I've combined Mixed Stagger previously with something, and it gave me another Mixed Stagger. There's also a possibility that I combined Mixed Stagger with something that was the same rank, but my Mixed Stagger was a female. And because I didn't combine it with this family, I combined it with a different family. No. My Mixed Stagger, I don't know. Anyway, if you combine things that are the same rank, it comes out with the male's family. So I was just trying to figure out, I don't know if this is the highest rank or if it was the same rank that I combined it with and it just gave me a Mixed Stagger, because I think my previous Mixed Stagger was a female, so I'm confused. I also have a Horned Lady and a Huggles. Huggles is the same family as Mixed Stagger, even though Mixed Stagger has a horn. So he's got like 3. That is also a horn on He-Moon's Mr. Huggles' head. It's just a different shape. So I don't know which one of these is a higher rank. This is like Goku over here. I like the orange and blue. But these are what I have right here. And their sanctity is not down, so I'm not going to do anything with them. Right. I need to do this. So, Meteorite Rod, Martial Spirit, Astral Spirit. If those glitch, I'm going to be very upset.
Hope it all goes well.
And it's not that the weapons glitch, because now that I'm aware that that happens, I just immediately sell the weapon. And it didn't happen until this far into the game. Which is also upsetting. I think it happened... I think it happened a little sooner last time. I can't really say for sure. On my notebook that I was filling out to do this, because I didn't have this online all the time, I looked at it online. They didn't have a comfortable list. I had to keep clicking and moving back and forth between pages and things like that. I was looking, what weapon do I need? What weapon do I need? Where do I get those? How do I make those? And I was writing all of that down in a notebook. My notebook stopped, I believe, before I got this far into the full frog log, but I also had Zagrum complete. I don't think I completed Digo. I think he was maybe last on my list. I don't think I completed Simon. But I did complete Jupus, and Lilica's weapons last time were the ones bugging. She broke my game. She didn't break my game this time, but she did last time. I was also wondering if maybe the memory leak comes from the hunter log or the hunting record, because while doing this the first time, I actually did this on Alistia, and I had started to do this on Alistia, but I didn't want to actually get to 999 hunted of, any creature, any monster at all. So I didn't on Alistia, because Alistia was also an added planet, and I thought maybe there were some texture glitches and things going on Alistia as I was farming. I was thinking maybe that's what crashed the game. Maybe it was a combination of the weapons bugging out and also hunting too much on Alistia, that there was a memory leak there as well. And the game just freaked out and sent the wrong code too many times and couldn't load. Because every time I tried to play the game after that, every time I tried to level up or sell the weapon or touch the broken weapon, the game would crash. And I know I had multiple monsters from Alistia in that one run, like Seaway Middle or something, or Seaway Beginning, that were all hunted well over 999 times. So now I'm trying to do it in other places. So I don't think I have Mari Glenn's hunted 999. Dark Condor 648. Yeah. So I could go to Mari Glen and continue to hunt. I started experiencing the glitch when I was in Jerica, hunting things with king bees and gorillas, and sometimes the piranhas and the blue thunders, but then also whatever that name is, and that thing. So you can see how much I've done this. But that's where I was. I didn't plan on getting to 999 on the battle record, but that planet also seemed a lot more stable because it was an early design planet, and I thought maybe that was what was contributing to the game breaking. I don't know. I would like to know. I would like to know how to fix this. I would like for there to be a fix. I would like for this game to get a full remaster with some quality of life improvements. And what I mean by full remaster is I mean a remake. I mean, completely remake the game. Don't just upgrade the graphics like you did for the PS3. Remake every single model. Remake all the planets, all the travel, remake the inventory system, do everything from scratch except the voice acting. Keep all of the voice acting. Keep all of the mechanics that or they work. Keep everything that works. Make it the same game generally, but make everything move better. Like between menus, move better. One thing that I think the Frog Log should do in a modern game is if I have a meteorite rod and a metamorphos spear and they're ready to combine, I should just be able to click here and combine them. That should just be a thing. Also, what would be nice is if there were multiple inventories. I think Jaster should have his own inventory, which does not contain other people's weapons. There should be a item inventory. This inventory is also too small for, you know, hoarders like me. The item amounts would be fine, I guess. I think we could have more of some of these things, especially because some of these things are very common drops, but also used in Revelation Flow. I think we could have more in our inventory, because I'm just constantly throwing things away because I don't have room for them and I'm still getting them from monster drops. Anyway, Jaster should have his own inventory. I can't store the monography shot, the freeze shot, or the barrier break shot. I think the barrier break shot should be different. I don't like running into monsters that make me switch my sub-weapon to the barrier break shot. But that happens. I'm trying to level up a gun, but oh, wait, hold on. I gotta equip my barrier break shot, then I gotta shoot them. Oh, what's that? I gotta reload my barrier break shot? While one of the monsters still has a barrier up? Well, I guess we'll kill the others while I wait for this to oh, I shoot it. Now, wait, hold on, team. I gotta switch back to my weapon I'm leveling up. I don't like doing that. So I was thinking maybe once you level up the barrier break shot, that's just a thing that you can do instead of re-equipping the weapon. Maybe there could be a re-equip button or a swap weapon button, swap sub-weapon button, so you can swap it to shoot them. I don't know. Just something to improve that. I wouldn't phase out. I wouldn't just get rid of the barrier break shot. I think it has its place, but I don't like where its place is right now. So many things about this game are good, and I would say good things about them, but I cannot say good things about that.
I wonder where this is.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to do this. I'm going to purchase, yeah, I'll have these. Those are the same thing, just in case. I'm going to be purchasing these weapons that I have left on the Frog Log. I am going to pray that my game doesn't crash. And if it does, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I need feedback, because either this is the last video I make because the game broke again and I'm not restarting the game again and attempting to put it on the channel, or I make it through, the game works, There may be some glitches along the way, but I get rid of the weapons so that they don't break my game. And I finish the frog log. Everyone has their strongest weapons. And then I start recording again so that I can beat the main story boss, unlock the ghost ship, beat the ghost ship, unlock Ghost Ship Extreme. So, wow, some of these things are tongue twisters right now. Metamorphose Spear. Beat the Ghost Ship Extreme. I don't know how you beat the Ghost Ship Extreme a second time. I don't know if it's a trial. I can't remember, but if you could beat the Ghost Ship Extreme a second time, you unlock Show's costume for Simon, which is just Simon looking like Show, like he's not disfigured or anything. You get to see his face. I want that. I was planning on just beating the game, beating Ghost Ship Extreme, unlocking all of the costumes, and then playing the game on New Game Plus, which only gives you the costumes. They're the only thing that carry over, as far as I know. I've done it once, and it's on my PS2. It's on my PS2 memory card, a New Game Plus with outfits. All of the outfits. I don't know if levels carry over. That's kind of a rough one to tell because there's a trophy on the PlayStation for reaching level 99 with a character, which you need the Ghost Ship Extreme for, because you don't need it. You could theoretically get there earning one experience point at a time, but that is something that happens once you've out leveled an area, is that you only get one experience for a fight. One measly experience point when you need 9 million or something. I don't know. You need like 1 million experience point per level at some point. It plateaus, but you still need it. What was I saying? The options. Or if the game bugs out, I load a safe save and start recording and just go with what I have and beat the game, beat the Ghost Ship, beat Ghost Ship Extreme. Just don't work on the frog log anymore, which means that Zagrim will go as an unknown entity on my blog. Now, here's something that you could do. If you go to my blog and you're looking at the frog synthesis list and you see a combination that is not correct, that doesn't work, let me know. Leave it in a comment on the blog that a combination is wrong. Tell me what the real combination is. And if there is a video on YouTube that shows that combination working, let me know what that video is. Let me know what channel did it. Don't put a link, but let me know what channel, let me know what video, and I will watch that combination be correct, and I will correct the combination on the blog. If the combination is wrong, I have tested most of them. There may be like one or two that passed by me because I already had the weapon and used the thing that I already made instead of making it again. Maybe. But there's also a possibility that those things that were already made did have correct combinations anyway, and Jupus was just exceptionally wrong online. Because Jupus, I had to make most of his things. I couldn't just use ones that I had already made every time. So a lot of his were tested. A lot of his were found to be incorrect, and I had to correct them. Something that I would have done, and this was something that I had thought about, is I would have, had I played the game on a PS2 emulator, which was a thought, I would purchase every purchasable weapon from every shop twice. I would level them all up, max all of them so that they could be combined. And then I would combine every weapon with itself and record the result. And then I would load my save. And then I would combine every weapon with the next weapon and record the result, and then load my save. And do that until every purchased weapon was combined with every other purchased weapon. And all of the results were recorded so that I could find every easy combination for all those results. So every result that comes out of that, if that result is the best way to get that weapon, then I would add that to the log. I would add that to the blog. But I want an emulator for that because save states are much better than this game's save system. Oh, another thing that should be improved, quality of life for this game, which is a brilliant game, beautiful game, deserves attention. I love this game. I to put this game back on the channel, I played another almost 200 hours of this game to get back to where I was and continue it and do more, even do the Insector stuff, which I completely neglected last time. I never even caught an Insector last time. I was going to save that. I did all of that because I love this game. I love revisiting this game, and I want you to love it too. I lost myself. I was saying stuff. Oh, save system. The game deserves a remake. And one of the things that should change in the remake is the save system. I need to, from the pause menu, load my save. I need, or from the transporter, I need to be able to load my save. Because right now, in order to load your save, you have to go back to the title screen and reload the game, and then you can load your save. This is PS2 era. The SNES could do that. I don't know why they made this decision, but it has been a butt. The fight that you have at the tablet, and I haven't checked my video of this, my stream of it or whatever. I'm pretty sure it happened when I streamed it as well. The fight that you have with Seed at the tablet, where you play first. Well, hold on. First, there's a cutscene. And then you have to go confront Zagrum on the Dorgangoa. And then there's a cutscene. And then you fight Zagrum. And then there's a cutscene. And then you go to the tablet pit at Rosa. And you can't save, by the way, during any of this, because you can only move a little bit before the next cutscene plays. And I may be getting some of this a little wrong, But then you go to the Tablet Pit at Rosa and confront Zagrum there. But before you do that, Zagrum actually confronts Seed. And so there's a cutscene about that. And then you play as Zagrum, however equipped you have him, which for me was not very well. Because I was saving him for the last person in the frog log and still am. And you fight Seed as Zagrum. And then there's a cutscene. And then you, as your team, fight Seed. And I think Zagrum is forced on your team. So I think it's Jaster, Casella, and Zagrum. They just make it your team. And you fight Seed. And then there's a cutscene. And then you fight beefed up Seed because he's transformed. And then there's a cutscene, and then you can save the game. So, what I did was I died to the beefed up Seed and had to replay all of that again, which meant that I had to, it game overed, went back to the title screen, and I had to load my game before any of that happened. Not just because I couldn't save, but because there's no retry option. There's no going back to load your save. It's going back to the menu. When you game over, it should just ask you to retry or load your save, depending on which. But to put all of that cutscene stuff between multiple fights, you have fight, cutscene, cutscene, fight, cutscene, fight, cutscene, fight. And if you fail any of those very difficult fights, you have to reload the game. That is butts. And what's more butts is that I didn't expect that. And I wasn't really paying attention. I was just like, yeah, it's just a fight. You know, use your buff up, use your skills, try to get your burning attack going. But no, it's a hard fight. It's a lot harder than I remembered. And I probably died the last time and had to reload and redo everything and be a lot more cautious and block a lot more and use a lot more items because that's what I had to do this time. And I was just like, just like one little change to the save system would be nice. But it needs 2 changes. And I think a remake could bring that out. All right. Well, that might be everything that I wanted to say
We had best set off soon.
on this video, which was a lot more than I had expected to say and explain. I apologize for how long this ran. I needed to get through this. I needed to say all of this stuff so that if there's any information out there about what's happening with the glitching, and I don't want to poke at it right now. I don't want to show you the glitch because it could just explode on me. I don't know. Let me know what's going on with that. Let me know if there's a solution, if I have to uninstall and reinstall the game, if that would even fix anything. If there's a way to verify the game files and that would fix anything. If I'm just out of luck and I shouldn't touch the frog log anymore. I shouldn't do any more weapon synthesis. If that would help, let me know. If any of the combinations on the blog, and there should be a link in the description to the blog. And remember, homepage, there's a little image. If you scroll down just a little bit, it's called Video Game Tips. That will have the page with all the frog logs. It'll also have some Insector tips, which are not complete. It's mostly just explaining how to breed and explaining how to how to strengthen your Insector, and a few suggestions from me just for fun, because I think you should save the Insectron Stadium for late game anyway, because you're going to be feeding your Insectors a lot as you play the game and catching a lot of Insectors in order to get really strong Insectors.